Okay. So be sure that you get in the group. We have a new format that I'm working with for our meetings. Um, through career, or not career conference, through leadership. I had just been kind of praying about what our Monday nights look like. And although I think they're fabulous and I love things that we do, it's more of my own mindset. And you guys filled out the survey several weeks ago. And most everyone, not everyone, but most everyone that filled out the survey really indicated that they wanted Mary Kay to be part-time. They wanted to earn $200 to $400. This was going along with their regular life. And um, so I have decided to gear our Monday night gathering more to serve the masses. And so I really want to deep dive into product knowledge because my thinking on that is that honestly, if someone is only ordering a couple of times a year, then they're not using all of the awesome products they should be. Wouldn't y'all agree? And why? Why are they not using those products? Well, maybe they've never tried them, right? Maybe they don't know they're there. Maybe they're just kind of stuck in what they know, right? And so I think for all of us, that's going to be something that is going to serve everyone is deep diving into product knowledge, learning more about the products. And I'm excited to tell you this too. I have decided now I'm not going to say this will be available every week, okay? But with my assistant coming on Wednesday, if I talk about a product on Monday, let's just say, for instance, the facial peel, okay? How many of you, just being honest, okay, be honest, how many of you have ever tried the facial peel? Several. Okay, I'm excited about that. But if I'm talking about the facial peel and one of you guys haven't, or some of you guys haven't tried it, I can pop a sample into the mail to you. So you get a sample too. Isn't that exciting? So that is one thing that I am really, really passionate about is just more understanding, learning about the products, getting them in your hands so that you can have a testimonial for your customers, right? The other thing is just really thriving. We're all busy and we all have 500 things we're doing, right? And so, how can I serve you to make life easier for you? Okay. So that's why we have Natasha on tonight. She's going to show us some ways that will make our life easier, I hope. And I'm excited about that. But every week, I'm going to bring something to you that will help you thrive more and more every day. So I'm excited about that as well. So, really focusing on systems that's going to help you with an on the go business. Um, Ideas that you can take and run with for maybe a holiday or a special occasion, things that are going to be quicker, things that are going to be intentional for you and your customers. And part of that is going to be teaching you to work virtually. So I have a devotion, but I'm kind of on a rant. Okay. So, you guys know we went to leadership, right? And I had some epiphanies while I was there. And one epiphany was that the Mary Kay that I have grown to love is no longer here. And it's sad. And I have been mourning her. Not Mary Kay Ash, but Mary Kay as I know it. You know, I want it to be the same. I want to do the same thing. It's comfortable, it's easy. I know how to do it. And not that I can't do that, but the way that we have known Mary Kay for, in my case, 27 years, it's just no longer going to be that way. I mean, the truth is the way we have known Mary Kay is no longer the way, okay? Now, whether you do a hybrid method, whether you focus on in person or whether you do strictly virtual, okay? In any way, shape, or form, it's different. It's just different, right? And so it's okay to be sad. It's okay to like try to figure out how you're going to work your business because that's where I'm at. Okay. But I had an epiphany this week or last week that it's just no longer the way that it was. And I kind of just need to get over it. And so I have decided that I'm going to just be okay. And this is the new me. That's my word is this is the new me for 2025. And so I am taking the skills that I love, the things that I love about Mary Kay, and I'm continuing to do those. And things that don't serve me any longer that I maybe didn't like, that I just was doing because it was the way it was, I'm letting go of those. Okay. So I'm going to give you permission to do that as well. And one thing that I did, um, chat GPT and I had a conversation this weekend. And if you don't know what that is, it's an AI service. And I have been asking it a lot of questions lately. But what I asked it is, what are the percentages of online sales versus in person? Because at leadership, everything, I'm not kidding, 100% of everything they talked to us about was virtual. Well, you guys, it's not everything for me. And I don't really want to do virtual 100% of the time. Okay? So so basically everything was virtual. So I'm like, am I missing the mark? Like, is this really the only way to sell anymore? Because I hear people like literally um one of my friends this morning was telling me that she grew an offspring sales director from TikTok. From TikTok. I'm like, what the heck? I don't even want to do TikTok, right? But I was just like blown away. Like, okay, that's an option, right? It is an option. And even though it's not for me, and what I have found just talking to different people is that if you live in a smaller town, I would consider Springfield one of those smaller towns, that in person is still very relevant. But if you live in a bigger city, or if you're in a younger generation, most of those want online. Okay. So I asked GPT about the percentages. And what it said was that online shopping is about 20 to 25% of all retail sales across the board. Okay. Only 25%. That's pretty low to me, right? And that's probably all Amazon, just being real. In person was 75 to 80%. Okay. Then I got a little bit more specific and I said, what about skincare and makeup consumers? And this is what it said. It's nearly half and half, half online and half in person. And so we just had this conversation going, and basically, I need to name my chat GPT, but basically, it said that Mary Kay is uniquely positioned to thrive in both the online and in-person beauty markets by leveraging its relationship-driven model and personalized service. Here's how it aligns with current trends. Online opportunities offer convenience and accessibility, social media influence, and virtual try-on tools. In-person strengths are personal connection, trust and loyalty, parties and events. Mary Kay's hybrid approach allows consultants like you to meet customers where they are, whether online or in person, while creating meaningful connections. The dual focus keeps the brand relevant in an evolving market. So I just came away from there being like, okay, it's okay because in person is still relevant, right? It's okay that I want to do it online. And it's okay that I want to do it in person. And it's okay that I want to merge those. Like, it's totally okay. Just finding my ebb and flow is basically now what I've got to do is finding my ebb and flow. And so that's really what I want to help you guys do, is find your flow and what you want and how much time and how much money you want to make, right? And that was why I came into this business, was so that I could do all the things I wanted to do, be all the things I wanted to be, mainly a mom, right? And so I just had kind of a mind shift this week, and I'm really excited about telling you more about that. So all of that to say, we're going to go ahead and dive into our now I've lost my page. There are a devotion. And we're going to get back to the book next week, but I knew not everybody was prepared, so I just decided we'll do a devotion tonight, and then next week we'll start back with the book. So be sure to dust her off a crown that lasts. Be sure to have that ready for next week. And we are going to be on, let's see here. We are on chapter 2. And we might just go ahead and start with chapter 2 because we only read one subtitle. So we'll just plan on starting chapter 2, Work Through the Weight. Okay. All right, awesome. So tonight I am sharing from this adorable book that Kira actually gave me, and it's little devotionals. It's called You Got This. And there's a section on living fearlessly. And that makes me be able to plug our new Fearless and Freedom Bible study that's starting this Saturday. And you all should have gotten an invitation. Did everybody see the invite on the Facebook group? It's every other week. Anyone is invited, mainly consultants and directors. It is for the Mary Kay world. But this is the same Bible study that I have been doing the past, I have this really weird thing happening with my earring. Well, it started in the fall, so for a while, but it is so good. It is kind of a follow-up of the Living Fearless book and the devotions that I was doing. And it's very low amount of things to do. It is going to be a video, and then you have a pre-video questions, and then after video questions, and then weekly questions that you can ask and look up and stuff like that. So I think you'll find it awesome. Now you can attend on Saturday or you can attend on Sunday. I am choosing to attend on Saturday morning because I have been taking my Sunday as a Sabbath now for quite a few years, and I don't want to add that to my Sundays. So I'm going to do Saturdays. So you can do whichever you want for sure, but I would love for you to join me if that works for you. Okay, so this is Living Fearlessly, and the verse is Psalms 23:4. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Fear is such a strong feeling. There are times when fear can absolutely debilitate us, leaving us unable to function at our normal capacity. And even when we go to God for help and direction, sometimes our instincts automatically kick in and trigger a fight or flight response for the body. There are other times we fear the future and the plans he has for us. It's in these moments that we can choose to fear the unknown or choose to live fearlessly. When you are experiencing fear of any kind, remember that God says about fear, for God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. That is 2 Timothy 1:7. Joshua 1:9 says, I have not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you forever, for wherever you go. God reminds us that throughout Scripture, he has always with us, and we shouldn't fear or live with anxiety. He already has it taken care of. He knew each of us before we were born, and his plans are good. Do you fear God's plans for you? How about asking God to give you the faith you need to trust him, or asking him to erase your fears and fill your mind with his peace instead? After all, most of the things we worry about never happen. Let God's life-giving words soothe your fears. You got this. A lot of us live with fear and anxiety each day. It doesn't go away overnight. When you find yourself letting fear and anxiety creep into situations you're struggling to deal with, remember what God wants us to know from his word. Let his powerful words wash over you and calm you. Trying putting your trust in him and casting your worries and fears out to sea. When you start living in his light and glory over fear, your heart and soul will calm even in the strongest of storms. Okay. Any words from that? Who's going to join the Living Fearless or Fearless in Freedom Bible study? Yay, I'm so excited. Stay tuned because I am going to put the notebook. There's a document that you can print off. I'm going to put that in the event group this week. Okay, so you can print that off before Saturday. Okay, I have a video I want to share with you, and it's kind of long, but I think you'll like it. And I want to just briefly talk about product stuff, and then we're going to let Natasha give her good stuff. Now, I don't know if I've ever shared a video this way, so you'll have to tell me if it works. Oh, great. Okay. Now, this is Dr. Lucy Gilday, which is our Chief Scientific Officer. And can y'all see her video?
Sort of.
Whoa, but you can't see nothing now. What happened? Okay.
Big tough decisions.
Can you hear that?
Sometimes it includes phasing out of products.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And there's many reasons for that. I promise we're not doing it to frustrate you. I promise. There's intention behind it. And the intention is thinking about you. Now sometimes we need to make room for new technology. We have to create space for products where that we know that we can excel, that really can offer significant earning potential. Sometimes we need to do this to make an investment focus. We have to prioritize what can positively impact your business, considering both your earning potential and our costs. Not a new thing we've talked about is supply chain disruptions and our regulations. You know, occasionally ingredients and packaging may be discontinued. Sometimes specific ingredients can become very challenging to source. We have to make choices on what to do about that product. And then our evolving regulatory landscape. Remember, we're a global company, right? A very proud global company. And we are required to stay up to date on regulations across every single market. Every market that we're in. And this can vary significantly. It also adds complexity. It adds a level of complexity to our operations. And then, the most important, we adhere to our own high standards. We have standards for safety, we have standards for ingredients, we have standards for testing, and for our product development. And we understand that some products that we phase out might be your favorite. And I'm going to be honest with you, sometimes we have to make choices on some of my favorite products. I don't love it, but I know it's the right thing to do. And that decision can be disappointing for you, can be disappointing for your customers. But please know that we work hard to help you manage through these transitions. And we make recommendations of alternative products or new products where we can. And I honestly want you to know, each and every one of you, I want you to know that these choices are made with careful consideration for you, your customers, and the future of this company. Now, you'll be glad to hear that managing our product portfolio isn't always about taking things away. I know I sometimes feel like lately I talk to you about things taking away. Well, hopefully you're really excited about the new things that we've been introducing, right? Right? Okay. Good. Well, sometimes what that includes is that we might actually renovate our existing products to make them even better, right? Just like you might make renovations at home, right? Over time, these renovations go along and they help make things better. They keep things up to date, right? That's what we're going to do with our product portfolio. And we might be doing some of that with some of your favorite products. Again, there's a lot of different reasons why. Now, going forward, renovations will play a more significant role in our strategy. It will. And that's because it allows us to build upon our already great products. Our products are amazing, amazing, and I will put them up against any other products. I will. And I stand behind that. I do. They are amazing. Now, some of these renovations are going to be seamless. You might not notice it, right? May not be very noticeable. Some renovations will be more substantial, just like some of the renovations in your home are more substantial. Renovations can be things like coming up with new ideas about a product, which I think you guys are great about. You always come up with all these new hacks and ideas. So that sometimes can be renovations. It can also be new claims, new marketing stories, new benefits. Like over time, when we work with the product, sometimes we find it has another benefit that we learned about on the way. And that's going to be news and information that you can call your customers back on. An example of this is the Best and Brightness bundle, right? So the Best and Brightness bundle, we took 2 existing products, the Time-Wise Replenishing Serum C plus E, and the Mary Kay Clinical Solutions Ferulic plus Niacinamide Brightener. We found that when paired, they provided even more powerful results, right? Powerful pair. And regardless of their size, any enhancement or renovation that we do will be done to make existing products work harder for you. Now, when we unveiled our product strategy, I shared that our initial focus is going to be skincare, right? That we want to continue to win with skin. And at that time, I also shared that our strategy will focus on other categories like flawless face. Flawless face is concealers, powders, foundation. And also it will include the color category. Now, specifically this year, you can expect updates related to flawless face, okay? So you're going to see a few updates. And you're going to see that in the color category as well. Now, for your ears only, you're going to expect to hear updates on our concealers. Okay, so that's going to be coming.
Sorry, I didn't realize the secret was
now,
in
we're
there.
also working on some color innovations. And these innovations are going to position us well in this category. I can honestly say I am super excited over the next few years and things we're doing across all of our portfolio, but especially our color category. Now, we will also be sharing that some of these changes will include some things else, okay? And that's, again, part of our effort to streamline the product portfolio. But please know that you are still going to have a strong group of color products that will continue to meet and exceed your customers' expectations. And we're going to continue to introduce fun new things along the way. New color forms, different uses, fun, limited edition. Now, I want everyone to understand that this is a long-term strategy. This is a long-term. And I am very, very, very excited about the future of our product portfolio and color for Mary Kay. Now, all of these updates and refinements will be done in phases, all right? And I just ask that you bear with us. Just like you were patient with me on the SPF 50, I knew how important that was to you. And I said, I promise that when we do it, you're gonna love it, and you're gonna love it. So we took our time. So please know, rest assured that with these changes, we're gonna have a strong communication plan. This plan is gonna help to support you and your customers through the evolution of the product strategy. Keeping in mind, it has to be easy to learn, easy to sell, easy to earn. Learn, sell, earn. So I want to say thank you again for your understanding and partnership as we continue to bring new beauty experiences to life. Each of you serves as a brand ambassador. Brand ambassadors. Your passion for Mary Kay and the products is what draws new customers to you and keeps your existing customers coming back for more. Our goal is to provide you with exceptional products that supports your success, ensuring your Mary Kay business meets and exceeds your expectations. Together, we are going to create a vibrant future for your Mary Kay business. Thank you and have an amazing leadership.
Okay. I forgot that had some secrets in it. So you heard something that's coming this spring, which is the SPF 50. Isn't that so exciting? I know, we're all so very excited. And with that is coming, I'm just going to tell you because I'm so excited about it, the after sun replenishing gel. Yes, I got to try both. So awesome. So yeah, so you didn't hear that from me, but I'm excited about that. And yeah, thank you, Spring. And so so anyway, so that's very exciting. We do have a really great lineup coming for spring. So so stay tuned for all of that, which will be some of the things that I dive into for product knowledge. Okay. Two things I wanted to tell you really quick based on product is number one, Kira and I were trying to do a CDS order last week for one of her customers, and we found out the brush cleaner is discontinued. I didn't even get that in a memo, or if I did, it was a long time ago and I didn't even know it. So for those of you that don't know, the brush cleaner is discontinued. Also, the shea butter thing is being discontinued soon. So if you have an overstock of that, you might want to, run a sale or just know that it's not going to be available soon. The other thing that's changing is the starter kit. So I don't know if you have read this or seen it, but you know how we've had the 3 option, the initial one, and then you could add the eStart Plus or you could add the Pro, right? Well, now they have added the time-wise repair samples to the Pro, so there is no longer the Plus, okay? Which means I have to redo my video, which is super annoying. But so the Pro is the only upgrade possible. They can do just the 35 or they can do the Pro, the 35 plus the Pro, okay? But now the Pro, I think the price stayed the same and then they added the repair samples. So it's actually a better deal. And in my opinion, that's a better deal anyway, but they're discontinuing the color samples. So that was going to make all that weird anyway. So yeah. So anyway, so those are just a few updates that I wanted you to be prepared for. Okay. Any questions real quick before I let Natasha hop on? Okay, so next week we are going to start with our work time. I haven't really called it anything, but basically booking blitz time or work time. You can hop on early at 7:15 and use the 30 minutes, 7:15 to 7:45 for work time. If you want to do weekly accomplishment sheets, if you want to do booking, I'll be available for questions. I can help you with booking scripts. We can help each other with questions or brainstorming ideas or whatever. I don't want it to be a whole talking time. I want to be available so that if you have questions or if you want accountability for booking and stuff like that, then you can use that time. That was one thing that I found out in the survey was there were quite a few that did like that idea. So I'm going to offer that. I am asking that you RSVP because I don't want to hop on at 7:15 and look at myself. Okay. So if you plan to join me at 7:15, just say, hey, I'll be on at 7:15. That's all. And I'll pop on with you. So I just wanted you to be ready for that. I hope all of you guys will take advantage of that and get some work done and get some bookings. So Natasha, you're up. I'm super excited. You guys know Natasha Brown. She is one of the top consultants in our area. And if you don't know her, you are missing out, girl. I'm telling you, she is quite the fun friend. And she shares hugs every time you see her. And she has great ideas. She's been working her business for how long?
It'll be 21 years this year.
21 years. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that just seems crazy.
Yeah, I know.
We've done a
Time
lot of life
flies.
together, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I knew her kids when they were babies,
Mm-hmm.
and she knew my kids when they were babies too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been super fun. But she shared an idea during our goal setting night that it just blew my hair back, and I was like, girl, I need you to show that in real time. So I asked her to share tonight how to use Google to set appointments, and hopefully it's going to make our life easier, right?
So first of all, I want to share something that you spoke to at the very beginning of this, Jen, and to that the Mary Kay that we all knew or maybe were introduced to has changed, but the heart of our business has not changed.
That's
What
right.
sets us apart and will always set us apart from every other company out there is that relational component.
That's
Mary
right.
Kay was such a wise woman, and she knew that when we sat across from another woman, heart to heart, eye to eye, toe to toe, that something was going to happen. There would be a connection. So even though we are living in a world that is moving more and more towards computer and virtual and AI, and you're just like, I just want people. The people are still there. The
True.
people are still there. We're just having to be creative in how we reach the people. And we're so fortunate that we live in a time that there are so many ways that we can reach the people. Because the beautiful thing of Mary Kay and being at this stage of time is hybrid. And so now you can give a facial to somebody that lives in Virginia and you don't have to be sitting right across the table from her, and she can still experience the magic of Mary Kay. So with that said, the training that I'm going to give you is extremely brief, and none of this credit goes to me. It is 100% Chelsea Atkins. If you are not following Chelsea, you need to be following her on social media. On Instagram, her handle is Princess Chels. She is a fun, feisty little gal. She like just turned 30, something like she's still a baby, and she cracks me up because she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so old. And I'm just like, girl, come here. Like, let me spank you just a little bit. But she is so fantastic because she's a straight shooter. And when she started her business, she was in college, and she was like one of those pageant things. Like I don't keep up with any of that stuff, but she was in pageant stuff. So like she was preparing to go and compete for a title. And it was just like somebody was like, would you do this? And she's like, yeah, I'll help you start to like get your goal. Fine, I'll do this. And she only had an hour a week to work. And so when she shared that she only worked her business 1 hour a week and she is now like a top director, I was like, okay, thank you. I needed that part of her training because I don't know about any of you. Sometimes having that permission of 1 hour a week, like if I just make that 1 hour count, then 1 hour a week is all I need. We don't have to have 5, 6, 10 hours. And sometimes we tell ourselves that we need to have all this time. And so the next thing that she
Amen.
shared,
Amen. Amen.
right? Like it was just like, really, 4 hours a month? Who wouldn't work 4 hours a month to make an extra $400 a month? I'll do it. I'll do that. Right. And then this is the other thing that she said. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I swear I'm going to kiss this woman when I meet her. She was like, I like to do facials. She goes, I don't like to, she goes, I'll do parties. I can do parties. She goes, but I am powerful at facial. She goes, at a facial, I'll sell $600 to $700 to a single person. I'll go to a party and I'll sell 300. And I'm like, okay, it's not just me. Like, it's just so encouraging. So I'm telling you all this backstory. So when I share with you this training, like, you kind of have context of who shared it with me, because I don't know about you, that always influences my willingness to accept it, because I'm like, oh, if you have all the time in the world, like, you stay at home and you bake cookies for your kids and you walk the dog 4 times and you rake the leaves and weeded the garden and got your nails done and watch some Matlock, like that. That sounds like a fun day, but that is not real life. That might be a snow day, right? Or maybe you won't go in the garden on a snow day, but y'all are with me. So I give you all of that for the context. So what she did, well, what she does is she creates a booking. She created a booking link. And the purpose of her creating the booking link was to eliminate some of the back and forth of, when's good for you? Oh, that doesn't work for me. Well, how about here? And oh, I can't. And like, I don't know about you guys, but that sometimes is the most infuriating part of the business for me. Cause I'm just like, do you people not run your lives on a schedule? Like, like when people are like, oh, I forgot I'm going on vacation. I promise you, I never forget when I'm going on vacation. Not once have I ever. Now, I have forgotten what time I was supposed to be at the airport, or if I was going by train. That has sadly happened, but I've never forgotten a vacation. So it was so infuriating. And so she was like, I wanted to eliminate that back and forth. Like, let's get it done, because I got things to do and I have a little bit of time to work, because she is also raising her brother and her sister. She got custody of them 2 weeks after she got married. So like, her life changed very quickly. So she had to figure out how to keep things moving forward, but not have to take up all this time of the back and forth. So I am going to attempt to share my screen. Oh, I made a mistake and kept two. Is this the right one? Oh, if it's not the right screen, we'll switch. Oh, it is. Yay me. Okay. So the only problem when I share the screen is then I can't see you guys. So then I can't see what you're seeing. So hold on 1 second. There. Can you still see my screen? Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So what you're going to do is, and this is with a Google Calendar. So if you are not using Google Calendar, sorry about you. I don't know how to help you. I've never been an iPhone person. I don't know how to do that. And this was taught to me for Google Calendar, and I use Gmail, so I know how to do it. So just that little caveat. One moment. Yes. Just leave it up there for me, babe. Thanks. Okay. Sorry, sis was asking if I wanted my dessert. So you're going to click on your calendar. And when you go to the calendar, if you have Google One, which is you've just gotten extra storage, which I had to get because I don't ever delete emails or pictures. And so I was like, yeah, I'll pay for more storage. That's how I got this. So you do that. You hit create, and you'll notice that it says appointment schedule. Okay. You create the title of it. So we'll just say, we're going to teach season color analysis. Okay. We're going to say it's going to last about an hour. And this is the part that I really love. So right now it says I'm not available on Sundays or Saturdays, but I am available Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Well, that's a bunch of baloney, because this is not a corporate job. I'm not available 9 to 5. So I just said now I'm unavailable at all on Monday, but I can adjust it. So I'm available from 10 o'clock to not till 5 o'clock, because I'm not just giving myself an hour. Come on now. I want 11 a.m. And then I can add another time slot. So then let's say I finished with one person at 11 and I'm going to give myself a 2-hour lunch. So now I'm going to go from 2 and see, because it had 12 and it says 1, it won't let you end before you start. So it'll catch your mistakes for you. So it's very easy until 3 o'clock. There we go. And okay, that's all I'm going to do on Monday. Now on Tuesday, I might have more time. And so you go through and you can adjust each day. I'm not going to mess with that the whole way through because I want to value your time, because I know you guys have other things to do. But then it says, as you scroll down, it gives me 60 days in advance as far as 4 hours before. So it'll go 60 days in advance and then 4 hours before that first appointment time. And so then you can go in and adjust your availability. So let's say to March. In March, it's spring break starting on the 17th. So I'm not going to do anything on the 17th. So now I'm not available. And so if you have days that you know that you're not available, you can block those out. Or if you have a doctor's appointment that happens to fall on a time that you had said that you were available, you can block it out. Excuse me. And you'll also notice that you can change the maximum time in advance that an appointment can be booked and the minimum time before it starts that can be booked. So you won't have someone book it 15 minutes before and like, oh, you didn't show up. It's like, well, no, it takes me 15 minutes to get across town and you booked it. Like, I had no idea you were coming. And the next part of this that's really nice is here you can add if there's any buffer time. So if you want to have 30 minutes between appointments to give you time to break down setup or to go to the bathroom or whatever, you can choose how long that is. You can also limit how many you have in a day. So if I had kept that like where it says 9 to 5, you can go, I'm only going to do 4 appointments. And so they could pick any time between 9 to 5. And once those 4 slots have been booked, then nobody else can book that day. So you have, so you have some of that freedom and control. You can also give it where that they can invite others, or you can make it that they can only book themselves. They can't invite other people to the booking. So you have control over that. So I'm going to leave it where they can invite others. And this is my personal calendar. And so it's going to check everything on my personal calendar, and it's not going to book things over the same time. So up here, I can give it a description and a name. So like right now, as you can see, so now that's the picture they'll see. So they'll kind of see that I'm a real person that they're booking with. And then location and conferencing, I left mine as none to be specified later, simply because that way, if they were booking virtually or in person, because I do have some people I have some customers that live in Washington State and Texas and Virginia. I'm never going to book them in person. And so if I book them virtually, I could still have another appointment like right behind them in person, and it would be okay. But I didn't want to have multiple links. So I just have the one booking link, and then I can, when they book, since it says I'll update the event manually, once they book it, you can go in and say meeting at her place, put in her address, meeting at the studio, put in the studio address, virtual, put in the link, whatever you want to do. And then adding your description here. So, for that color season one, I would, find your season, find your best colors, and on we go. Here on the booking form, you can it's automatically asked for their first and last name and email address. You can ask for additional information at this point if you want. I haven't yet felt that I needed to do that. I think one thing I am going to do, because I have been starting to get a few people that already have a Mary Kay consultant, I might add that item. Do you already have a Mary Kay consultant, or are you being serviced by a Mary Kay consultant? Just to help streamline that and kind of weed them out a little bit better. And then, did you have a question, Janine? Nope, you're just scratching your nose. Never mind. Sorry, baby. Then you get your booking confirmation and reminders. So I love this because when they book, it immediately goes on your calendar. It goes on their calendar, and then you get a confirmation email. Now, if you go to the Google One Premium plan, you can send additional email reminders. To like how you can do multiple. So you can do it like a week before, 3 days before, 2 days before, the day of. I personally would not send that many because one, I don't check my email that often. And two, for me, that would feel very like overwhelming. And I would almost turn around and cancel and be like, I don't want to. That's too much contact for me. You guys do what works for you. So that's one of the things that I love about this. The other thing that I wanted to make sure you knew is that if you do that Google One Premium plan, you could then, and again, this is more, it's addressed more like if you were using it as like you were a hairdresser, or maybe you were doing somebody's makeup for a special day that they specifically asked you for, like you could require like a payment or cancellation fee type thing. So if that's something that you're concerned about, you do have that capability if you do that Google One Premium plan. But okay, so now let's say I've done all the steps and I just saved what I created. So now here you'll get this confirmation you've created it. Now when I open my booking page, this is what it looks like. So tomorrow I have 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, everything that's open because of how I set up that scheduling date is available. So let's say we're going to book for 2:00 tomorrow.
We can't see your booking page.
Oh, how about now?
Okay, there it is.
I forget that it'll click over to a new tab and it doesn't, you don't follow me automatically. So we're about to jump to another one, but before I do, just wanted to make sure you saw this. So here's, tomorrow, 9 to 3:00 still available. Can you see over here the whole month of January, how it's all been left open? So we jump over, remember March 17th? And I said I wasn't available for that time. But that's also more than 60 days out. So all of this now says it's not available because it's more than 60 days out. But let's go back. We'll just pick. Let's do Friday night, the 21st of February.
Yes, that's the best day ever.
Because for those of you who maybe don't have your calendars up to date, that is their guest event for Superstar Weekend. You want to make sure that you are
And my birthday.
I was getting there. She's so sassy. And it's also her birthday. She likes donuts. She likes pink. She likes sparkles.
I don't eat donuts anymore.
She likes pinks and she likes sparkles. So, because let's say we've got Spring and Kimber and Janine as DIQ. So you guys, you're not going to be able to go have an appointment at noon because you're going to be at the director's meeting, right? But let's say you forgot to block that out and I book it. Oh, can you still see that? Does it show me getting ready to book it? Or did it switch to another page again?
No, it says book.
Okay, so I'm clicking book. And so now it's booked. Now I'm going to close that and I'm going to show you my calendar. Hold on. Stop. Sorry, I'm going to stop sharing that calendar.
This is really brilliant.
Sasha, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question.
Yes. Sorry, I can't see who's asking me. Yes, Elisa.
It's me. So, you said this is part of your Google One membership.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have a certain level because I'm not seeing any of this in my Google One.
And you don't see it in your Google One?
When I'm looking at my Google One, all I see is home storage benefits and plans. I don't see anything about calendars or anything.
Okay, so just go to your calendar. Like, so hold on.
Like regular, like
I'm
email
gonna share
calendar?
I'm gonna share a screen again. And
Okay.
I just got to figure out where that
I just
went
didn't know if you
on.
had to have a certain level or something.
You shouldn't. Okay. So here's my Google page. I click here and I click calendar. And then it should be right there in the upper left-hand corner. And if not, Elisa, you and we can always do like a Facebook video call and walk through it if you want.
Trying to pull it up. So, okay. I'm just trying to get to the same thing you're looking at. So,
I understand. So do you now see February 21st, 2025? Is that what you're seeing now? Did I switch you to the right tab? And see how it shows up on my calendar? So that's my personal one where I booked what I booked with, but then it also shows on my other calendar, which I'll show you in just a moment. Da-da-da-da. Because this was the address that I used to book the appointment. The one that you saw in blue.
So the link that you share is when you get to the end and it said share, you just click that to be able to share the link.
Yeah. Yep. And you can even copy paste it and save it on your phone. Because I've been doing a lot of that. I don't know if any of you saw how I had bingo going on my Instagram story. And so people who were helping fill in the bingo, I was like, thank you for helping me fill in my bingo card. The next step is for us to decide if you're doing a virtual or in-person appointment. Here's my booking link so you can find the time that best matches your calendar, and we'll go from there. And that has been, it's just been so easy because they literally are just like, oh, I can do this time or this time. I can do this or this. And they've put in what works for them from the times that I've had. And I mean, I had a couple who they were like, oh, none of the times you had worked for me. And I'm like, well, what times are usually better for you? Because I wasn't going to give up all day Friday to just every single week. But if Kimber had said, Tasha, I really want to do that, and I'm gonna be off work next Friday at I get off at 2 instead of 5. I'm like, oh, do you want to get together at 3? Like, I'll totally do that. Like, I would. So I do have some like times that I've held back from my calendar. So, but it's been extremely helpful.
So is there a way that you can distinguish between a virtual and an in-person appointment?
So what I have done, because again, I didn't want to have two different links because I knew I would confuse myself. When they book, I just ask them to tell me in person or virtual. In the
Can you do two separate calendars, a virtual calendar and an in-person calendar?
Can I have two different links, one for in person and one for virtual? You absolutely can. But that's again one of those features when you have the premium, you can do multiple
I
ones.
just
If you
looked and I have
yeah,
I have
yeah.
that.
So if you don't have the Google One Premium, then you can only do one at a time. It does have to be set up on a desktop, yes. But once you've set it up on your desktop, you can use the link from your phone. I'm pretty sure I still don't. Let me double check. Oh yeah. Who is that? Somebody is there. I thought I heard her come in. Did y'all see her like come in and squat down? I was like, I think that little girl came back here.
Not that little.
You're tall. She's taller than me now, so no, she's not that little. She's so sassy. So, as far as I know, And everything I've read and from the training Chelsea gave, like they haven't yet transferred it where you can manage it from your phone. You can like delete or cancel it from your phone or share the link. But as far as like pulling it up on your phone and doing it that way, you can't. Does that answer your question, Meredith?
That's a good question. All right. Well, we are over time. So
I'm sorry.
no. I went long too. So if we have questions, I'll get those to you, or we'll just set up another time for you to pop on and answer more questions.
Absolutely. And if you know if you have questions along the way, like anything I can do to support you guys, please don't hesitate to ask, because I'm happy to help, because we all get better together. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You. We
And
want
you
to get
guys
your
are
picture real
amazing.
quick. Everybody smile. Smile, kitty. Hi, kitty. All right, I'm going to close this in prayer. And if you need to hop off, go ahead. I'll just close this in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you so much for our night back together. Just when we're not together, I feel like I'm missing a piece of me. And so I'm just so thankful that everyone's had a great holiday season, and we're back together again. And I just pray, Lord, for direction and guidance as we shine bright and we shine our light for others to see. We love you, Lord, and we pray these things. Oh, and a quick, just a blessing on Natasha for taking her night to be with us and sharing her knowledge and expertise. And I just pray blessings on her and her business and her life and her family. We love you, Lord, and we pray this in your name. Amen. Love y'all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Good night.